Ryanair flight. That is exactly what we're doing. But Ryanair do officially have A320s. Are they painted in Ryanair colours? Of course they're not. No. They of course took hold of Ryanair, didn't they? So Ryanair, who do have around 35 A320s in their fleet, operating under the name of Ryanair. That is the flight that we are going to be flying this morning for you guys. A real world flight as well, as we check out and preview the new upcoming scenery from ORBX, Banja Luka airport in Bosnia and Herzegovina, who I think is something like one of the second largest or second busiest airports there. I don't know. There's a lot of information about that airport on Discord, which I posted in there earlier. So yeah, it's certainly nice to step outside of the Easyjet flight deck, but seriously, step outside to Ryanair? God, no. Everyone thought I was, well, no, not everybody, that's not fair. Several people thought I would be flying the Boeing 737 today when I said I was going to be operating a real-world Ryanair flight. Those of you who know me best called BS on that, and man, you were right. Mark says it's an absolute scam. Was looking forward to us getting to grips with the 737. Mark, you know me far better than that. Yard is disappointed because he thought it was a Boeing. God, no. And everyone else is wanting to break my aircraft with failures and such. My aircraft sort of breaks itself anyway. Yesterday we pulled into Copenhagen. As we pulled in, the APU packed in. So I don't think I need any extra help. So good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. Hey Nick, good to see you. Dan Nolex, hi mate. Yeah, seriously though, wish they operated the A320 Neo. Gives an excuse to break out the fly-by-wire again. I know, I was looking at that to see if we could get into the fly-by-wire for a Neo flight today, but no, they have the older ones, obviously. Good morning to you, Chumi. Good to see you, mate. Great to have you on board yet again. Flyby John, also here. Thank you so much. Tony, I've flown the 737 before without any issues. Tony, I'm not sure that is entirely accurate. I most certainly have issues when flying the 737. Christian says it's a good thing we've picked an aircraft that has doors that don't just fall out. Yeah, Christian. Good morning, mate. So welcome everyone joining us. It's a short flight today, so I'm not in too much of a rush to get going. Hence why we just sat here in the briefing room. Hang on, let me just let's just head out to our aircraft just to confirm the aircraft we are flying today. Hang on a minute. There it is, look at this gorgeous looking aircraft. I've just realised the overhead banner isn't working. Just bear with me 1 second. I'll try and fix that up for you. So yes, we are in Vienna today, operating this real world flight down there. Flight time is literally, it's about 38 minutes, the flight time, which always, as we know, brings its own challenges. So what's that call sign? It's Ryanair. It's still a Ryanair call sign. Ryanair 9753. So there we go. Hopefully the overhead banner's working now for you. But yeah, this is our beautiful Lauda aircraft. I say operating under Ryanair provisions. DMA also, this is a scam. I know, clickbait. How dare I? But technically, I'm not lying. That's the main thing, as long as I'm not lying. It does beg the question though, and I've seen this before sometimes. People have said the model matching isn't working. I've got Ryanair, I'm meant to be flying Ryanair and a lot of it is showing up. Well, because if you put in a Ryanair A320, this is probably what you're going to get. So there you go. Nolex also reminding us of the fun fact that Lauda is actually named after its founder, a Formula 1 driver, wasn't it? Niki Lauda. Am I right? Have I dreamt this? Was he not involved in a crash in one of the aircraft? I can't recall if I've made that up or not. But there was an incident, wasn't there? There was a crash of a Lauda aircraft years ago. I don't know if he was involved with it or he just obviously had to come out and say stuff about it. But yeah, somewhere in the depth of my mind is a nugget of information that may or not be may or not be true. Anyway, good morning, Miha. Good to see you as well. And this is a great little airport. Not many flights. We had 2 flights I could pick today. I had either the Lauda Air flight or we had a Wizz Air flight that we could do. And well, do you know what? I think I'd rather fly the 320 Lauda than and use a Ryanair call sign than the Wizz Air flight. But there we are. Tudor says he was still the owner back then, but after he gave up on the airlines, Ryanair bought it out. Yeah, hence the colour scheme, the aircraft, and the call sign that we've got today. Anyway, let's get back into our briefing room. Engineer on board says, yeah, you're correct. Lauda was involved in a crash. Fair enough. That's interesting. Not really too bothered about hearing information on the Freemasons this morning, so thank you to our mods who will sort that out. Right, should we get into the briefing room and have a look? J-Hog's in Meadow Hell. Why are you in Meadow Hell, J-Hog? I thought you were retired. You don't have to go there now. All right, let's have a look. Operational flight plan. There it is for you guys to check out. Say short flight, about 11.5 tons payload. I've forgotten the name of the alternate. I do know it. Is it Sarajevo, the alternate? LQSA. I think that is the biggest airport in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Cost index of 10. A little tailwind. We're cruising at 29,000 feet. So if the skies stay clear, it should look really, really nice today as well. Engineer on board says Nikki was a passenger on the Lauda Air flight. Was that the one that had the thrust reverse issue? Chow just also mentioning that as well. Tino, does a pilot work straight away after passing the initial exam? Tino, I have no idea. The exam wasn't around when I first joined the VATSIM network, so I honestly couldn't say if that was the case or not. Ash Taylor, good evening to you. Right, so here in Vienna, we're looking to depart off runway 16. We're also going to be landing runway 16 as well, so that's a nice straight line between the 2 airports. Plug fuel is about 4 tons, CNR just under 2. We'll have a look at the weather, see if we actually need to take any more fuel. I can't imagine us needing to take any more fuel for this flight. I mean, it's not actually long enough, is it? DMA, why not actually try a 737? I won't want to embarrass myself, DMA, that's why. Plus I get palpitations when I look at the overhead panel. Just having a look at the MSA, that's all looking fine. Oh, look at that weather, that is beautiful. All the 9s, I like that. Looks like a 5-knot crosswind here in Vienna for departure. That's all right. Quick weather briefing then. So at Banja Luka, we've got winds variable, cav okay, 4 degrees, Koenig 1039 with no significant changes. That is great. Sarajevo, again, light winds, cav okay. Oh, what a beautiful part of the world this is today. High pressure, totally in control there. Alright, NOTAMs, due to work in process, taxiway Alpha 10 is closed. I don't know where that is. We don't do Vienna that often. I can't even recall if Easyjet fly to Vienna, to be honest with you. Nolex, you replaced your Airbus TCA add-on and thrust levers with 737 printed Boeing parts. How, with 3D Boeing parts? How, that is blasphemous. How could you do that? Oh man. Alright, let's have a look, just scooting through these because it's a short flight. You have to do all the briefing here because we just don't have time for it during the air. Ice shedding, don't need to worry about ice shedding today. And then what have we got here at Banja Luka? Aerodrome hours of service, yeah, it doesn't bother us. Following arrival procedures are temporarily not available. The LAC star, the BLK star. Well, funnily enough, I'll show you the charts for this in a moment, but the star, the VOR to runway 16 available. Funnily enough, the stars aren't what we would call traditionally normal stars because they it's literally just takes you to it's from almost one nav aid to the next nav aid and then straight in, so whether you're using the nav aids or not, then You'll see what I mean in a minute when I show you the charts. So that's the destination alternate. I'm not worried about that. Okay, so no times that are going to affect us on that. Let's just have a look. Have we got any weather en route? There we go. Nice short route today. There you can see, and the alternates involved. No significant weather, no real winds, no real terrain. Beautiful, right? Well, it's a plug fuel kind of day then. I reckon 4 tons is the way to go. So I'll tell the ground crew that's what we want when we get on board. Let's have a look at those. Let's have a look at those charts that I was speaking of then. Elliot, good morning, Elliot. Hope you're doing well. Let's have a look. So. Yeah, we're parked down here. In fact, I don't know where we're parked. Where are we parked? I'm just zooming. I know where we're parked, but I don't know what the parking stand is. We're here. Delta 21 is where we're parked. This is where the real aircraft departed from. I think it was yesterday this flight actually operated. It's a small airport we're flying to, so they don't have loads of flights every day. Yeah, so Delta 21, and we're going to be departing off runway 16. There's a potential for and it may be an intersection departure because it's a massive runway this. So that's where we're going. The departure then itself is Stein for Bravo. Just have a quick look at that. So that's straight eye. Oh my word! Look at all the noise monitoring. So that's it's the little circles there with the black and white. The circles with the black and white lines through them. These things. Checkerboards, whatever. They're the noise monitoring points. There's loads of them. They really don't like noise around here, so I'm going to guess this is going to be a noise abatement 1 departure if there's that many noise monitoring stations around. Yeah, there you go. Noise monitoring points. So as we go out, MSA over Austrian territory is 4,700 feet. No speed restrictions, and our initial climb clearance is going to be 5,000 feet. So that's fine. Transition altitude is 10,000. Contact line radar when advised by tower. Not sure we've got any air traffic control online at the moment. No, we haven't, but never mind. DMA, can we fly to Riga one day? I think we have done that in the past, if memory serves. Okay, yeah, he even says there, climb with optimum noise abatement takeoff profile appropriate for the particular type of aircraft. Adhere to noise abatement procedures as strictly as possible. Alright, well, nav aids there, we've got the Fox Mike Delta VOR, so we'll tune to... we shall, of course, tune to that. Alpha Juliet says, good afternoon from Billund in Denmark. Hope you're doing well, Alpha Juliet. Thanks for joining us. So that's straightforward, nothing too worrisome just there. So have a look at these arrivals. The only arrivals available, you've literally got the BLK arrivals, the LAK arrivals, both nav aids. For us, because of the route we're taking, the BLK arrival would work better for us because it comes in via the BLK NDB as it is. Now it says that these stars, so to speak, are unavailable according to the NOTAMs, but really all we're going to do is we will fly to Tebli and then go to the BLK, the Banja Luka NDB, and at that point actually from there we're pretty much on the localizer to come in on our approach. Now of course we'll just have a quick look through this because, as I say, we've got it's a very short flight, so I'm not going to have too much time to worry about this. So MSA, as we're going to be coming in, is 4,800 feet there. We've got the BLK NDB. There's also the Lima Uniform NDB as well, which we can use flying anger if required. There's a VOR, the LAK VOR as well, which you can see there's pretty much on the airfield. The ILS, it is an ILS approach, this isn't it? Yeah, ILS Zulu approach. I think there's another one. Let's just check what the difference is between those. ILS Zulu, ILS Yankee. Well, to be fair, as it works for us, there's not going to be too much difference. So the ILS Yankee approach would potentially be quite useful if we were doing the go-around. You can see the go-around procedure there. It takes you straight back to the VLK, hold, and then you can sort of come off that and go on the localizer. We're not doing the VOR approach. But yeah, Zulu approach is 3 degrees, flight path angle 3,000 feet is the platform altitude, and looking at the weather we've got, it's going to be cap all the way, so 620 is the minimums for that. Good. Okay, let's learn a little bit more about this airport, considering we've never been there before. So let's see what we've got. Very little information on this airport. So all taxiways there, obviously no longer applicable to us. It's 2,500 meters, the runway, so that's, you know, pretty lengthy. And then we've got what is essentially rather small, rather small little apron. We've got a cargo hangar. There's the main terminal and parking stands. Oh, it's one of those where you have to go in and turn, so self-maneuvering, so to speak. Runway has 3-degree pappies, so that's fine. 45 meters wide, so nothing really then on our flight today that should catch us out. Oh, it looks like it's got 4 gates as well, four stands. So yeah, really not a big airport at all. But looking forward to showcasing this for you today. Nevertheless. Hey, Cleaver Trevor, good to see you. So hopefully we'll get to see at least the takeoff as you're getting ready for work. Ah, that's a shame. Well, in that case then, Cleaver, let's crack on then for you, shall we? So, back to our beautiful Ryanair aircraft, courtesy of Lauda Air, of course. So this, once again, just to remind you, is a pre-release stream, a new airport coming soon from ORBX. I don't have a release date scheduled for you just yet, I'm afraid, but I'm sure ORBX will release that all in good time. So we're just telling the ground crew that we want to load 4 tons of fuel. Then they can crack on with that. We'll get on board, we'll start setting stuff up, and as we do, let's just grab the we'll just grab the METAR whilst we're here. We'll just make that a little bit screen a bit bigger for you so you can read that. Okay, so we've got no air traffic control about, which is fine. Let me get the latest METAR off here. So that's a decent enough wind for takeoff. That, so it's 140.15. So we might feel that a little bit from the left as we depart. Is cav okay? 4 degrees. Anti-ice will be on then. QNH is 1035. No significant changes. Right, let's get on board. Hey, FlySim Studio, good to see you on board. Hey, Mads. Right, so our aircraft is in its beautiful turnaround state at the moment. We're running on external power. Pumps are off, packs are off. And let's just do our turnaround check. So we've got nav logo lights, spoilers, flaps, parking brake, gear extension, squawking, standby, acupressure is good. Alright, refueling is currently underway. Come on then, let's start getting our passengers on board as well, shall we? Give them a little call, let the cabin crew know they can crack on. Thanks, Nick. Alright, refueling, we'll watch that, hopefully get up to 4,000, and let's set up our aircraft. So QNH 1035 and 121.5, the guard frequency, of course, need to monitor that so we can hear all the animal noises the pilots make. There we go. And that's all fine. 1035. Get the concentration on that. Initial climb is 5,000 feet. GW44, greetings from a sunny Zurich. It looks sunny over a lot of Europe today. Right, company message come through. That will hopefully be our load sheet. Right, let's do our usual stuff. So, IRS, 3 now greens, aircraft status, CFM engines, valid direct cycle, lovely. Okay, init request. No, like, what animal noises do you make? You'd have to ask my kids. I love mucking about with them. The problem is when you're just in that mood, you're messing about with them, but they're actually eating, they're having a tea and they're having a drink, they laugh and just spit it all out everywhere, and you think, oh, why did I do that? Internet connection lost, that's interesting. I hope that rights itself, otherwise we're about to fall through the scenery, and that's just no good. Nick Burrows, wow, kicking off our morning flight today with 10 Easyjet Sim Pilot channel memberships. That is incredible, Nick. Thank you so much. Continuing your legendary status here on the channel, Nick. Thank you. Welcome to our latest new channel members, courtesy of Legend Nick. Welcome to Engineer on Board, Sebastian, No Legs, Netherite, David, Stefano, Gwyn, Yardi, Andrew, and David. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, Nick, what have you done? You've put Dan back into the members lounge. Love it. Right, let me crack on setting up the Fox. Never has Nick regretted anything so much in his life. Let me bring on the tablets and you guys can see what we're filling in here. So, for what I believe is the first time on this channel, Ryanair 9753 is the flight number, cost index of 10. So I don't even understand how cost index works in the Boeing aircraft, and I certainly don't understand how the derated thrust works in the Boeing aircraft. That just seems really complicated. The tropopause, that's not a million miles away, we'll leave that. So, do the winds, get that done. They're in Iris in it, stand Delta 21, so 4872 north, 16333 east, wonderful. And cruising, we're not cruising high today, just flight level 290, temperature is 47. I can hear the passengers, the cabin crew getting loaded now. So we're going to be departing on runway 16, Stein for Bravo departure. Where is it? There we go. Wind data uplink, we'll just clear that out. And the GPS primary off the scratch pad. And then let's just check what we've got with the arrivals then. So ILS 16 Zulu approach. I'm going to go with no star on this and VIA. Actually, I'm going to go with no VIA. We'll check that in a second. We need to check it here on the ground. We can't check it in the air because we don't have time. So, hey Klaus Hansen, good morning to you. A nice morning stream with work, and he's in Copenhagen at the moment. We were in Copenhagen last night. I need someone to fix my aircraft because it broke as we landed. Yeah, that is pretty much exactly what I wanted to see. So I just clear this discontinuity, and that's our flight route then sorted. Perfect. Awesome. So let's turn those on while I'm up here. Set that back to 20. So with that, operational flight plan has got 217 miles. I've got 230 miles in the box. That is fine. And all it says the cost index for Ryanair is 17. Is that right? Where have you got that from, Dan? See, I see all sorts of things and documents battered around on the internet with regards to cost index for various airlines. And obviously the first one I go to is the nice orange-looking airline. And I look at it and I think, that's not right. So I don't know how reliable they are. To be fair, I don't know what Virtual EasyJet uses their cost index. I don't know if they've managed to get it accurate or not. Radnav page, what we've got here, Fox Mike Delta, that's already tuned, so that's fine. We'll just hard tune that. Right, onto our init B page then, and I think we've got the preliminary load sheet. We had that already, didn't we? Right, 0 free weight at 55.6. CFG 30. Fuel for our alternate, according to the OFP, is, let's call that 0.9. That can't be a long way away, can it? It's about 20 minutes. And just do our fuel planning. Klaus, talk to the maintenance department. Quick repair. Yeah, the APU busters we were landing. Block fuel is 3.9. We're taking 4 tons, so that's fine, giving us a takeoff weight of 59.4. And CFG for takeoff is 29. Right, accept all of that, and let's do our takeoff performance calculations then. Okay, have we got any intersection departures available for us on runway 16? Let me have a look. It is indeed dry here. Flaps 1, no need to force target, anti-ice will be on. Packs off, takeoff weight 594. I don't know if a lot of air take off with the packs off. Of course, we're just using the usual standard operating procedures that we're familiar with here on the channel. CFG 29, crop live weather, intersection data. Oh, okay. So, what can we use? Yeah, I reckon if we plan for Bravo 2, that will work. William Blanton, good morning to you. Hope you're well. Thanks for joining us. Good to see you this morning. Tony, no Concorde afterburners here then. God no, they don't like noise here. Right, so V-speeds, let's get that in. We've got 121, no correction, 124, 135, 135. Transition altitude is indeed 10,000 feet, flaps 1, and a flex of 67. William, celebrating 29 months channel membership. Excellent. I'm doing very well. I think everyone else is well, William. So thank you for joining us this morning. Right, let's grab SimSmart for the usual stuff. Runway 16. Yeah, there you go. So the confirmation that it is indeed noise abatement 1. So we've got 1597, 3597, and engine out is 1597. Now the fact that the engine out is 1597 just tells you that you clearly have a higher acceleration altitude just for the sake of getting away from the airport, so you're not making any noise. Now, this is interesting. What's the engine out procedure here? Non-standard at Oscar Echo Zulu 10 miles, left turn to Fox Mike Delta. Okay, it's non-standard. That's actually quite straightforward to pop in then, isn't it? So secondary flight plan, copy the active. So we need to create a waypoint 10 miles out from Oscar Echo Zulu. So we'll do that on runway track departure, which is 159. So Oscar Echo Zulu will be departing on a heading 159. Make that 10 miles out. That then should be, oh god, what was that? What have we done? Let me do that again. Copy the active. Oscar Echo Zulu 159. 10 miles out. Instead of putting that where the limitation is, let's put that in at Whiskey Whiskey 403, shall we? There we go. So that's now place bearing distance 02. That's fine. Then we're going to make a left turn Fox Mike Delta. Enter the hold. Inbound is 160 left turns. Lovely, and if that indeed is the case and we've lost an engine, we won't be carrying on, which will be a shame because I want to see this new airport. There we are. I have no idea what they're arriving on actually. I have seen them arriving this morning on ILS 16, so maybe we'll just go back with ILS 16. It's a nice long runway as well. No star. Is there an option? Nah, no veer. Sort that out if we need it. Okay, we'll just check that out. Yeah, that works for us. Straight out, left turn, and entering the hold. Wonderful. So let's do our let's do the usual stuff then and start briefing all you guys, and then we'll get going. Hoping to push back in about 5 minutes or so. So what I might do is we'll just sort of crack on and we'll get that APU started. Hopefully it'll work this time, and then we'll nail through the brief. So our departure weather is fine. We've got a decent wind here, mostly headwind, but 140 at 14 knots as we depart, so just be prepared for that coming from the left as we go. Cav okay, it's 5 degrees, anti-ice will be on for the engines during departure. We've got no significant changes here. Nice long dry runway. Weather en route looks fine, weather for our arrival looks even better. There's no winds at all down there, so that's good. Aircraft type is a Ryanair A320. A lot of air, of course. We are fully serviceable with the exception of the weather radar. No NOTAMs here in Vienna. Threats to be aware of. Unfamiliar with this airport, so that's a little threat to me. Don't know it too well, so we'll take the taxi and things a little bit steady. I'm just having a look on my charts just to get my sort of bearings around this this airport. We've got some terrain over to the west and a tiny bit over to the east, but nothing that should really bother us today. But yeah, the highest terrain is to the west of our airport. Other little threat: we've got no air traffic control around, so we'll be monitoring Unicom and hope for other pilots do the same. So let's talk about our taxi and how we're going to fly the departure, etc. So we're parked Delta 21, so we're going to push back, and God knows how GSX is going to handle this. Hopefully it'll give us a good, safe, decent push. It's going to be quite interesting actually, see how they manage that. Are they going to push us into the terminal or not? We'll wait and see. So then we'll taxi down Lima Whiskey, and then it'll be Echo Delta to hold Bravo 2. Nice long taxi. As it is a long taxi, then, even though I'm unfamiliar with it, I'm happy to do a single engine taxi here because it is so long. So that's fine. Let's have a look at the departure itself. So departure itself will be straight out, no speed restrictions. Our first turn is to the right, sort of 15 miles out. Initial climb is 5,000 feet, is it? Yeah, initial climb 5,000 feet, transition altitude 10,000 feet, no speed restrictions, so autopilot on, clean up, accelerator way on schedule. Great. The engine out procedure then is non-standard here, so worth briefing that. So at that point, on the departure, if we've lost the engine, just remind ourselves we'll, after V1, rotate using standard technique, 12.5 degrees pitch, following SRS, trim out the rudder, autopilot on, and pull heading and activate the secondary flight plan, which takes us back to the hold, where we'll hold safely 4,000 feet at the Fox Mike Delta VOR. Wonderful. So, I think with all that in mind, that APU should now have started itself. Looks like the final load sheet's come through as well. Has refueling completed? Yeah, 4 tons. That's good. Takeoff weight 59.4, perfect. And CFG is, I can't read that all the way over there, 28.3, which is within our 2% limit, so we don't need to rerun any takeoff calculations. Hello.
Hi there, Captain. All of the passengers are now on board.
That's wonderful then, we're all ready to go. Our ground crew are getting sorted, so close the doors, we'll get going.
Okay, I let the crew know and we'll get closed up as soon as we can.
Good stuff. APU's been on for a while now, so I'll get the APU bleed on. Hello.
Hi, Captain. Okay, we've received the load sheet from ground. There's the passenger count, the crew count and the total souls count, plus yourselves, of course.
Oh, okay, that's great, thanks.
My pleasure.
So the aircraft is now running on its own power. Let's get the pumps on. Let's turn that down a little bit. External power can be disconnected. Get one of the packs on, otherwise it gets very warm in the cabin.
All stations ready to close.
And let's do our cockpit preparation checklist. So aircraft acceptance has been completed. Fuel quantity is 4 tons. That's balanced. Seatbelt signs are on. Ideas, we've got three nav greens, and the barrel ref is 1035,600 feet. Zildjian says, thank God I'm live. He's off school today with a cough and he's bored. Well, not the longest flight for you today, Zildjian, but something for you to watch for the next hour or so. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our ladder air flight headed down to our new preview airport today.
Captain, we are ready for pushback.
Sorry, getting interrupted by the ground crew there. Yes, our new preview airport today as we showcase the new Banja Luka airport, courtesy of ORBX. Flight time is around 45 minutes, and we're looking to push back now from Vienna with the ground crew all happy and ready to go. So if you can get yourself sat in your seat, seatbelt signs are on, and the cabin crew are about to start their safety briefing. We'll speak to you once again when we're in the air. Thank you for flying with us. Right, let's get on to Unicom as well. Vienna traffic, Ryanair 9753, stand Delta 21, pushing back. Alpha Juliet, yeah, Ryanair louder, that's correct. This is probably the only way I would ever fly a Ryanair aircraft.
Release parking brakes, please.
Alright, the before start checklist.
Release, please.
Parking brakes are on, takeoff data is confirmed, windows are closed.
Release parking
EFB
brakes, please.
is on flight mode, doors are closed and armed, and the beacon light is on. Parking brakes released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
He sounds like a very chilled ground crew. Nose wheel steering is disconnected. Start the timer. Engine mode selector to ignition. Paranoia check. We've got bleed air on. We do. Starting engine 1. Oh my god, this is the weirdest pushback in the world. Please don't crash my aircraft.
Cabin crew, please arm doors and cross-check.
Seriously, where are you taking me? Oh dear God. This is different, I'll give it that.
Ladies, gentlemen, and channel members. On behalf of the crew, I ask that you now please direct your attention to the cabin crew as we review the emergency proceeds. Please take a minute to locate the nearest exit to you and note that it may be behind you. Count the number of rows to the exit. Should the cabin experience a pressure loss, stay calm and listen for instructions from your cabin crew. Oxygen masks will drop down.
You're getting sacked in the morning. Seeing no biscuits for that guy. Oh Jesus, right.
You put your own mask on first before helping others. In the unlikely event of an emergency landing and evacuation, leave all your cabin luggage and items.
God.
Life rafts are located beneath your seat.
Please set parking brake.
Oh, I'll set parking brake. You are not moving me another inch. Parking brake set.
Carry-on luggage is stowed away safely during the flight.
717 van, Ollie, hey mate, good morning.
Safety procedures and a safety card in front of you. Electronic devices must
Well, that was a Ryanair pushback at least.
We instruct you that it is again safe to use them. Our cabin service will commence once we are in flight. If you are a frequent flyer with us, you can now join the channel as a member and take advantage of the extra perks to make your journey.
Unlocking gear.
Thank you for your attention.
Nolex says hit the toga switch, watch all the windows behind us smash. Right, engine 1's stabilised. We're single engine taxiing today, so set that to normal. Turn that off.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Right. Tow truck's off.
Left is clear.
Electric pump's
right
on.
Is clear.
He's probably now going to drive his tug straight into my aircraft. Well, that was different. Very different. So we've got an Easyjet obviously straight ahead of us that we can see. We don't want to taxi in front of them. Right, we're clear on the left. Clear on the right.
Zero traffic, Alpine 15 Kilo Hotel, taxiing to holding point Bravo 2, runway 16 via Lima Whiskey.
That's our Alpine aircraft. Vienna traffic, Ryanair 9753, taxiing off stand Delta 1. And we're holding Bravo 2, taxiing via Lima Whiskey Echo Delta. Hey Dakins 113, good morning to you. Oh, stop that. Shouldn't have pressed the TO config button yet because, well, I've only got one engine running. And that's fine. Hello.
Hi, Captain. Everyone's seated and secured for takeoff.
Thanks, I'll let you know when ready.
Let me know when we're ready to take off and I'll get the crew seated and secured.
Right, also need to set the trim value. Right, so left on here. Robert, I agree, but I've never been there, but some of the scenes and sights and views in Bosnia and Herzegovina just looks like an absolutely gloriously stunning place, doesn't it? trim value set. Yeah, Jacob, don't install self-loading cargo in the community folder. That's definitely not where it should go. This is Gaya Airport's Vienna scenery, by the way, which is, again, beautiful. Please excuse the fuel truck. Mix Aviation, good morning. If you are enjoying the fake Ryanair aircraft and the Ryanair style pushback this morning, please do me a favour, hit that like button on stream. Helps to support us. I see lots of other aircraft around as well. I don't know if they're static or if that's VATSIM traffic, to be honest. Cancel master caution. And disregard ECAM. That's the only problem with single engine taxiing. Just need a little bit of rudder control. So here's the fire station coming up. We make a left turn before the fire station. We'll make this turn, then we'll get the other engine started. And track, I'm not kidding. This is a Ryanair flight. I promise you. Simfly UK doing a nice little hop from Paris to Rome. Ah, 2 cities of love. Valentine's Day is not far away. Andy's correct. If it's Boeing, Gav's not going. Fire station's just there, so we're straight up.
Traffic, Alpine 15 Kilo Hotel, lining up runway 6 via Bravo 2.
Alright, so let's get that second engine started. Engine protected to ignition, and engine 2 start. Tony, self-loading cargo doesn't come with airline-specific announcements, no, but there are packs you can download. Didn't like that bing. What was that? Yes, Simfly, we're in Airbus. We're in a Lauda Airbus. We don't need duct tape for the door. Stefano says Ryanair will probably buy the new 737 MAX and will charge extra for the door plugs if you want them in place.
Traffic, Alpine 15 Kilo Hotel, rolling runway 16.
I mean, it'd be kind of nice to have them in place. Right, engine 2 is available. Alright, so no LMCs. Engine out procedure is non-standard 10 miles from the VOR left turn and to the holding point 4,000 feet. Departure is straight out, noise abatement 1. First turn will be to the right. No speed restrictions and our initial climbs 5,000 feet. Taxi checklist flight controls, we haven't even checked those. Full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, rudder, full right, full left, and neutral. Okay, we've got a whole position here anyway, just because we've had the Alpine depart, so that's fine. So our taxi checklist then. Flag controls have been checked. Flap setting is config 1. FMA is climbing up blue 1 FT2 5000 blue. Radar and predictive wind shear are on. ECAM memo. Waiting for the cabin crew. Let's get them sat down. Cabin crew seats for takeoff, please. EFB is stowed. AV8, good morning to you. Come on, cabin crew. There we go. And so we can memo take out blue FB stowed. Right, let's just do a quick look. Approach path looks clear. And Vienna traffic, Ryanair 9753 lining up runway 16 via Bravo 2. So approach path clear, let's get all the lights on. TCAT, whoops, stupid click spots. Right, TCAS, TRA packs are off. And I just need to confirm we did the after start checklist. I'll rerun it. Anti-ice is on. Ecam status has been checked. We can disregard the side stick and pack. Ecam. Pitch trim's 28.3. Rudder is neutral. Hey Mona Lima, good morning to you. AV8, which visual docking and guidance system do I recommend? What do you mean? Which one do I recommend? Usually the one that comes with the airport scenery. And of course, GSX has them all, doesn't it? Final check, looks good. It's been 3 minutes since the Alpine departure, so I'm happy to roll. It's been 3 minutes since engine 2, so let's go. Takeoff. 50% N1 set. Engine 1 is critical. Stable, set takeoff thrust. Manifest, SOS, runway, auto thrust, blue. Not very heavy today, so the takeoff roll not that long. Positive climb, gear up. And as I'd like to sightsee, we will get autopilot 1 engaged a little earlier than normal. And have a quick look outside our windows. Good morning, Vienna. And thrust climb, auto thrust armed. And active. SRS. Just got traffic off to our right over there, as I can just see here. It's climbing. And chairs can come off. Climb. Cabin crew released. Air traffic control not around, so let's set flight level 200, so open climb, pull standard pressure 200 blue. And as we're about to pass S speed, we'll clean up the aircraft. Flaps 0, spoilers disarmed.
Vienna traffic, Austrian 3 Foxtrot will start and push from gate Fox 26 blue line.
Chris Hogg, good morning, sir. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. You join us on our early morning Ryanair flight out of Vienna. Flaps, spoilers, gear, lights. We've said this before, haven't we? How good the simulator looks during the daytime when the servers have perhaps got a little bit less demand on it. And often had the discussion, do we think Microsoft Flight Simulator performs and operates and looks so much better than, say, flying in an evening when the servers are really, really busy in Europe?
Vienna traffic, November 354 Charlie.
I wonder if there's an argument to say that is the case.
You may now use your electronic devices. Rechargeable battery packs are also available to purchase from our cabin crew. You can also ask them about joining our frequent flyers and becoming a channel member. Thank you.
I think we're going to get gorgeous views throughout today's entire flight, which is lovely. Tuba says it's a short flight today. Yeah, indeed. Hence why definitely worth briefing some stuff on the ground for the arrival, so we know what to do, what to expect. So we're coming up on 10,000 feet now, so we'll get airports onto the EFIS, we'll go into the box, RadNav page, we can clear that out. Cost index of 0, I doubt Ryanair or Lauda Air do that. Flight level 290 is going to be absolutely fine. So set 290 blue. Seatbelt signs can come off as well. It's a nice smooth flight. And the secondary flight plan will copy the active. Boys, thanks you for the sub.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign, so you are now free to move around the cabin. However, for your safety, we do recommend that you remain seated with your belt fastened at all times during the flight. Thank you.
Gorgeous view. Aviate says the stutters are definitely related to Microsoft servers. You've seen streamers with the RTX 4090 struggle with certain flights. It is interesting, isn't it? It is interesting. Right, so whilst we are climbing, we'll start almost setting up for the arrival. We'll have a quick look, just getting the arrival weather. So we'll enter this into our performance page, of course. QNH is 1038. I like QNH today, which is good for aircraft performance, of course. Temperature 6 degrees, so that's very good. Low temperature, high pressure. Wind 3403. So a very slight tailwind for the landing, not a major one. We'll do a test for config 3. Make sure we can get in at that. And the minimums are 620. Right, our landing weight, what's that going to be? Landing weight's going to be 567, let's call it 58 tons then. Let's do our landing check, so can we get in?
November 354 Charlie Lima is 5 miles away.
Landing distance available is 2503, landing distance required for that will be 2349. Okay, so if we needed to use max reverse to stop, we can do. Of course, the conditions are not 2, this is just sort of the standard operating procedure we use to determine whether idle reverse is going to be enough or whether we're going to need to use maybe max reverse. So max reverse would be allowed if we needed to use it for this one. Oh, actually, landing distance available is 2503. Landing distance required is 2349. So it's the factored landing distance that's not available. So yeah, we can use idle reverse, which is fine. And actually, when we pop that to dry, you'll see dry flaps 3. Yeah, flaps 3 is going to be fine. Flaps 3, idle reverse, auto brake low. Didn't take that much fuel. We're already got the ECAM memo telling us the outer tank fuel crossfeed valves opened. Nolex, can you remind you of the effects of the low versus high pressure / QNH on the aircraft? You never really know. To be honest, you're not going to notice it too much. The biggest thing is obviously when you've got high pressure, your aircraft's performance has improved. From a piloting point of view, you're probably not going to feel too much of a difference. The main thing is, as long as you know your aircraft can operate within the environmental envelope. There have been times, I think, it was really, really warm a couple of years back, well, a few years back, in America, and all Dash 8 flights got grounded because it was that warm. It was outside their environmental envelope for them to be able to operate. It was basically, yeah, it was just too warm. The air was wasn't dense enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, in a few moments we will be starting our in-flight movie. If you require headphones, please contact the flight.
Lance Ryanair, is this a louder air flight? It is indeed, yes. Beautiful louder aircraft today. Operating the Ryanair flight between Vienna and Bosnia and Herzegovina. Looking beautiful. Chumei, why was the arrival calculation saying it's runway 17 when we're going down 16? Because the Phoenix database is out of date. There isn't a runway 17, don't worry about it. Cloudless skies, just simply beautiful. So if we can get to cruise in the next couple of minutes, then we'll do a fuel calculation at No Hat. That's a great name. And then after that, we shall start preparing for the arrival.
We are about to start one of our in-flight movies. If you'd like to watch, please plug in your headphones and select channel 18 from your armrest remote. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the film.
Always enjoy flying to places that I'm not familiar with. It's just something a little bit different, isn't it? Ash Taylor, good night, mate. I shall see you soon. So the flight time today, not long. We're going to be on the ground in less than half an hour, I think, pretty much. Elliot, what was going on with the max speed display there in the FCU? It's just where it reached the crossover point, where the airspeed and the Mach are the same. Obviously, as we're climbing, it moves to the max speed. It's the conversion altitude. So it's just where it's sort of having a little mental tussle. Nothing to be concerned about there, Elliot. Mike, whenever you disconnect the autopilot on approach, you get a master alarm and a red message in the eCam that is autopilot disco and you can't work out how to stop it. Yes, Mike, you need to change your... change the... whatever button you've got assigned to autopilot disconnect. Don't have it set to autopilot toggle. It has to return to autopilot off. And that will sort it for you. Oh, Elliot, you've never seen that before? Yeah. So don't worry about that. Chris Hogg, thank you so much for your £2 super chat. Says keep up the good work. Good to have you on board this morning, Chris. And that is us at our cruising altitude. So, works fine for us. And what's that? Okay. Master caution, Navar A2 fault. Wonderful. Alright, well that's not going to cause us too much of an issue, but we will just check through some stuff. However, yeah, that would actually cause more issues if that was true. Alright, I'm going to disregard this. No, I'm not going to disregard it. I'm going to leave this for a moment. Aircraft still flying when we're not affected by the autopilot, anything like that. Let's just go through our usual checks. So we're at 29,000 feet. Let's fly the aircraft. So that needs to go down there. TCAS 2 below. Progress page now set back on there. So cost index is sorted. And that's fine. Let's see, we're at our cruising altitude, 29,000 feet. We'll have a look through our SD pages, make sure nothing else is broke. So engines, they're fine. That's fine. Cabin altitude, pressure, that's fine. Electrics, thank God, they're all fine. Hydraulics, fine. Fuel, just check, what do we take, 4 tons? Yep, that's fine. Fuel on board is 2.5 tons. We've got about an hour of fuel on board. That's APU, temperature's fine, doors fine. Flight controls, they're all fine. Right, systems. Okay, so cat tool. Alright, well let's just have a look at the issue here. So we've got a Nav RA2 fault. Now, can we actually diagnose that? There's nothing sort of on the overhead or in the box down there that would allow us to sort of diagnose it. We'd have to take the computer's word for it. Options, don't need to worry too much about the options just because we've got good weather today. If we didn't have good weather, then we were planning sort of an auto land, then we might have an issue. But the weather's really good today, so it's not going to actually cause us a problem. So our options basically would be to carry on the flight or go home. Well, if this was a rotation flight and we were doing that, if the weather was rubbish back in Vienna, for example, then we'd probably need to contact Alps and say, well, we're fine to land down at Bosnia where we're going to, but then we possibly can't get back to Vienna, you know, if things are really, really bad. But as it is, that's not the case, so that's fine. So we need to decide what we're going to do. Right, well, we're going to continue. It's the weather's fine today. That's not going to cause us a concern. If I was going to assign tasks, maybe ask the FO, right, contact ops, just tell them we've got a small issue here, someone needs to fix it at some point when we get back, and let's just review. So we've got a nav RA fault, means it's the RA2 that has that has failed. Means that our aircraft is now downgraded to Cat 2 only, so Cat 3 with or without decision height is no longer available. We're Cat 2 only. Again, the weather's fine, it's not going to be a problem. So I'm happy. Let's cancel the master caution, and with that I'm happy to clear ECAM. Just get a little reminder as well when we're coming into land. Right, we'll do a fuel check as well. We kind of got sidetracked there. Fuel check at Capri. And top of percent is only sort of 30 miles away as well, which we've already looked at pretty much what we need to do for our landing today, so I'm not overly concerned about that. Elliot says that's 2 issues in 2 flights. I know, Elliot. I know. Well, it's Ryanair. What did you expect? I've got a cup of tea here. I've not even had a chance to drink it yet. So I'll just get my operational flight plan up. See what fuel we should be messing about with here at where did I say we're going to? Capri. We took plug fuel, so we should be about 2.4 tons. Yeah, and that's pretty much what we've got, as we can see there, just at the top of the screen. 2.2 with 200 kilograms contingency is 2.4, and that's about there. All right. Well, let's talk about our landing. We'll just do a quick sort of rebrief on what we've got coming up then. So the weather is 340 so we've got a light tailwind as we come in, but it's cab okay, 6 degrees, QNH is 1038. Let's just make sure these are set up for that. There we go. So that's all fine. Aircraft, so we've lost the radar altimeter, but again that's not going to be an issue, so we can almost disregard that. No NOTAMs for our arrival. Threats to be aware of: unfamiliar territory again with this airport. Don't know it particularly well. There is a bit of terrain as we're coming in. It'll be on our right hand side because we'll be coming in via Telby. We want to get down to 4,300 feet, which is below MSA, but again we're VMC conditions today, so that's going to be absolutely fine for us. I've no concerns about that. So the arrival, how I'm going to do it, I'm going to fly it to Telby and then to the BLK NDB, and as we get there, our plan will be to be at 3,000 feet as we get to the BLK NDB, and at that point we'll be then just straight down the localizer. So if we can slow to green dot as we leave Telby, flaps 1 by BLK, and then usual flaps 2 as we go straight in. We've already briefed the approach. It's 3 degrees 45 miles wide. We've got PAPIs as well, which agree with the flight path angle. Transition altitude 10,000 feet, so all that is fine. The missed approach, if we need to, is climb on runway track 1,500 feet, then it's left turn, climb to 4,500 feet. Once we're at 4,500 feet, then a left turn to join holding at the Banja Luka VOR. So I think we're pretty much briefed on that. And that's the top of descent marked just there. So let's get down to flight level 100, thrust idle descent 100 blue. Other little threat, just to remind us of, it's not really a threat, but we will get a lower ECAM system status update when we're coming into land. I will need to clear that, otherwise I can't check that spoilers have been deployed once we've touched down. Thanks, Jimmy. Keep forgetting that. CJ says holding is over the NDB, not the VOR. Ah, that's for the initial approach, Sibg. The go around. Let me bring the chart back up. Yeah, so you're quite right that the hold is here for the initial approach over the Banja Luka NDB. However, if on the ILS Zulu, at least, you go around, you then are brought back in to hold. Oh, sorry, it's at the Lima uniform NDB, isn't it? Yeah, Lima uniform, not the Bravo Lima Kilo. Interestingly enough, it doesn't actually tell you where to join the holding, which is unusual. Particularly with so many navaids on there, you'd expect it to say either the VOR, the Lima uniform, or obviously the Bravo Lima Kilo. Either way. Let's hope we don't need it, but it's there if we do. Just to assist us then, do our usual little trick. Actually, I was going to put the fixed info rings in there, but actually I don't need to. I just know I need to. I want to be 3,000 feet at Bravo Lima Kilo, so that's fine. Box is all set up as well. We've been through that and already done it. We know we're going to do a config 3 landing, minimum 620, VAPS 136. Look to land at about 55, 67, just under 58 tons. Secondary flight plan is probably active, so that's all done. And we're on our way down. Hey, Anthony, how you doing? I don't mind nitpicking CFG because it's one of those things that, you know, you see it, call it out, correct it, and I'm not flying with anyone sat here in my right hand chair, am I? So, in the real world, that's what they'd be doing. But they're not here, so nitpick as much as you wish. Hey, Airbus 96, are you seeing a Ryanair flight? Technically yes, technically no. Has someone scratched my aircraft? What's that line at the top of the door? What's that? It's a bit random. CG, that's where you normally sat, but not in a 320 though. Oh, please tell me you don't fly on a plane that leaves doors on the ground. Right, let's drop below that profile so we've got time to slow down. So I'm just going to speed up 250 and we're going to send altitude 3,000 feet. So QNH 1038 is set. Don't fall says so. It's the water doesn't drip over the door. It doesn't look like that. It doesn't look to be in line with the door. It just looks like a bit of a. It looks very. Oh, actually, no, it is. It was just the angle. Oh, that is neat. I'd never actually cottoned on that they were modelled. It's just casting a shadow on that side. God, you forget how real. Why did I even doubt that? That might just be an artwork issue. Zibji, you know, if I'm one of those rare Swiss Jets PC 24. Nice, nice, nice. Hey Mike, any chance we can do an on-have approach flight at some point? Mike, I think we've done a few of those in the past. We've definitely done a few of those in the past. 2 minutes late. I'd say that's pretty good for Ryanair.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned the seatbelt signs on. Please take your seats. You must now remain seated until the signs are turned off. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello again from the flight deck. You've noticed, of course, that the seatbelt signs are now on because we've commenced our descent into our destination. We should have you on the ground in about 15 minutes' time. Cabin crew are now starting to prepare the aircraft for their arrival,
You're about to land. Please make sure
and they're also making a PO over the top of me. How rude. Anyway, see you on the ground.
should be safely stopped and remember to turn off all electronic devices until after landing. Thank you.
Truman says it's such a beautiful view outside this window on the approach. It's a part of the world that people probably don't think to fly in too much, but it is such a, it's a gorgeous part of the world, this. Really, really nice. So I say, it has been a short flight, short stream as we preview this new airport coming up, but if you have enjoyed it, please don't forget to hit that like button. Lucas, are we in the Lords? Yeah, we are in Lord Air. Quite right. Right, so speed 250 knots. Set. Right, 10,000 feet, we've got our landing lights on as well. We'll start to concentrate on our landing. Should have said as well, I know we briefed this and looked at it on the ground when we were back in Vienna. But if we just have a quick look, once we've landed, this is definitely the best way to land coming into this airport.
Banja Luka traffic, Alpine 150 Hotel, traffic control.
We'll be able to get off at Alpha, most likely, Bravo at a push, and then the gates are obviously on the left. So get the LS on and activate our approach phase. That's done. Bravo Alpha Lima's identified, 22 miles out. Oops, don't need the tray table. We can probably now use the VS just to fine-tune that a little bit. So as I said, we wanted 3,000 feet by the Bravo Lima Kilo NDB. So that works for us. Yari says, how are we feeling about the landing? Anything less than 250 and is your P45 sack? Yeah, of course we can. We're in Ryanair. We can just bounce this down the runway today.
Banja Luka traffic, Alpine 15 Kilo Hotel, 5 miles CME, runway 16.
Hey Dwal, good morning to you. Snipe stick fault, cancel master caution, and happy to disregard. Right, I'm going to push for managed speed, start slowing down. You can see the glide slopes coming up to meters as well, which is quite neat. It's a little bit bumpy, this isn't it? It doesn't seem like a smooth ride down. So who's that mentioned the Caribbean update gets dropped? I think that's later today, is that Aviate? We might have to do a flight into the Caribbean. Who wants to see me land at St. Martin? Oh, apologies if you can hear me just slurping my tea. Right, the approach checklist Barra FQNH is 1038 set. Seatbelts are on. Minimums 620, auto brake low, EFB stowed. Thrust idle, open descent. Hello.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is secured for landing.
Okay, we're only about 10 miles out, so be seated now, please.
No problem. All stations, please be seated for landing.
Flaps 1, speed's checked. Flaps 1. Okay, all glide slope lock blue. Cat 2. Autopilot 1 and 2. And remember, I'll clear that status page. Banja Luka traffic, Ryanair 9753, establishing ILS runway 16, 9 mile 5.
2,500.
Radio altimeter is live. Full speed 180. Mike wants to see us land on a windy day in Madeira. We've not done Madeira for a while now. There we go, airport's in sight. That looks beautiful, doesn't it? A little bit of terrain as well in the distance.
Banja Luka traffic, Alpine 15 Kilo Hotel, runway 16 vacated.
Flaps 2, speed's checked. Flaps 2, glide slope start. Missed approach altitude is 4,500 feet. Set. Yardy the Salzburg Circle. I think we've done that once, Yardy, if memory serves. Mav UK says, for all passengers, please remember to wipe their feet on leaving the aircraft. Thank you for flying Ryanair. Okay, gear down. Manage the speed. Spoilers flaps. All the lights on. And flaps 3. Speed's checked. Flaps 3. Landing checklist. Cabin secured. Go around altitude is 4,500 feet. You can remember landing no blue. Okay, let's bring her in. Yardy, it was a while ago we did that flight, to be honest with you. Kieran Stevens, hello. Autopilot R5 control.
1,000.
Light crosswind from the left, as we can see at the minute. See what that does the closer we get down to the ground. comes that tailwind then, look. So let's just raise that nose a little bit. Maybe a slightly earlier flare now than we would normally do.
above.
Great approach. Really neat scenery on the approach.
Minimum.
Continue.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard. 5.
Okay, so spoilers, risk green, decel. Reverse, idle and manual brakes. We'll check out the replay in a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now arrived at our destination. The crew will now commence preparing the aircraft for deboarding. Can passengers please remain in your seats, with your seat belts fastened until the captain turns off the seat belt signs. You may now turn on your phones and electronic devices. Thank you for choosing to fly with us today, and please consider becoming a channel member to receive extra benefits on your future flights with us. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
This looks like a really nice, detailed, small airport. So, a couple of things just to think about as well. It's a very short taxi-in. So, just start the timer. Before we go any further, let's just slow the aircraft down while I get the APU started. Turn off the radars so we don't fry the ground crew. Turn off TCAS. And pick a gate for landing. Gate 1, perhaps. It says too small, but never mind. That'll work. And then we'll have a little look with the drone camera as well at the scenery as we go. See what it looks like. Either way, looks like a beautiful day here.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated until the captain turns off the seatbelt sign. Once that happens, we will start deboarding and you'll be able to leave the aircraft. Thank you. Cabin crew, doors to manual please.
Clearly it probably needs an updated GSX profile. Right, so we need another minute before we can actually shut down the engines. Look at the parking brake on, and let's have a look at this this airport today then, shall we? Let's have a look outside. Oh, not a bad taxi. Could have been better. I blame the marshal. Okay, so let's see. So, Banja Luka Airport, which sometimes what I tend to find, and I don't know whether you guys agree, some of the smaller airports actually have some of the best scenery. Loving how sort of uneven the ground is over there. Thought all the runway markings, textures, etc. they look all great. Obviously, we've got a perimeter fence, which is, I think I said this the other day. For me, it's one of the essential things you've got to get right. All airports have a perimeter fence, and that is exactly what we've got here. Loving this. What's this? I don't know this airport at all in real life, so someone has left the perimeter fence gate open though. That's probably not permitted, particularly as we're looking at sort of the army side of the airport just here. Might want to think twice about that. Anyone want to take a guess at whatever kind of aircraft that is? I tell you what, I like that. The memorial just there. That is not something I've actually seen in an airport before, which I like that. That's a big thumbs up from me, including stuff like that. All the barracks just here. Now, those of you that know me know I'm not very army orientated when it comes to aviation. I'm much more commercial. But nice to see that all of this side has been modelled. So that's neat. Got a trench down there as well. Yeah, we've got obviously plenty of cargo containers, we've got helicopters, loads of vehicles, all in the traditional army green as well, so that's quite nice. Like that. There's the VOR. Saw that on the charts as well, so nice to see that it is there and replicated as we go. ILS boxes. Let's get over to the commercial side then, shall we? Loving the control tower. So, let's have a look. It really is probably one of the smallest commercial airports I've ever flown into, but quite neat. Fuel truck, lots of fuel. But yeah, really neat. Plenty of cars. This is clearly then airside. Oh no, it's not. No, it's not airside, but there is a perimeter fence there to enable to get you in and out of what is. Oh, that is airside. Yeah, this will be airside just here then, presumably, to get access to the control tower. I think there's two control towers actually. Looking at that, we'll nip inside those in a moment. See what that's like. Let's have a look at the terminal itself then. See what this is like. Oh wow, this actually looks quite. This actually looks a bit detailed in here. Goodness me, this is very detailed. Air Serbia, Ryanair, yeah, that's who we've just flown with, of course. Basel, Stockholm. Where's that? Is that the other one? Munich? Ryanair check-in. Air Serbia check-in. Have I got anywhere to eat? Got a microwave. I love that. What drinks can we get? Fanta, Pepsi, beer. We'll look outside again in a moment, just exploring. That is a very small little terminal. She looks official, don't argue with her. Smallest security line in the world. Just go through here. It's nice. Anyone needs the toilet? It's over there on your left. Be interested to see. Happy family. Where are we flying to? We've got Belgrade, Berlin, Tivat. Oh, a Tivat flight. That would be awesome. That would be really nice. And then we're out through security and through the control, and we're into the restricted area, which is beautiful. I like that. Now, I did see, I'll just head back over here. There seems to be like an outside area. I'll go through here. Oh, hang on. What's he doing? Oh, well, he could be working a little bit harder. I wanted to read the newspaper headline. I don't think I've ever seen a newspaper in Microsoft Flight Simulator before. Can I get any closer to it? It's really hard to try and sort out. Oh, it's in English. That's neat. Nolex says that's him on a typical work day. And then yeah, we've we've got the outside area just here, which is nice, complete with a bus for hotels and whatnot, tours. Awesome. Just the right level of detail, and obviously an airport this small, your frame rates are not impacted in the slightest, so that's fine. Let's nip over to the airside working areas then. See what this looks like. I can't get into the control tower just yet. Now, ORBX did say that they did have an interior for the control towers. However, this is a preview build, so this may not yet be finished. Actually, this is. So that's quite neat. It's very blue tinged to the windows, though. I don't know if that's just reflecting the sunlight, and that might actually change as and when the sun moves around. But yeah, there we go. So a nice little destination, perhaps one of the newer and less thought about airports. But yeah, I quite like that. Really enjoyed the approach as well. Beautiful scenery. Obviously, I think the weather today helped. But if you're thinking of flying somewhere a little bit different, then this is probably a good one to get, particularly this part of the world. Because if you don't have time to fly long flights as well, the flight we've done today, less than 45 minutes, which is perfect, and it was pretty scenic as well. Okay, let's have a little look at the landing, shall we? See how that was. Was it a Ryanair landing? I don't think so. Not today.
Too low. Terrain.
Might just have to wait for everything to load back up. One of the things about flying over less popular areas of the world now in Microsoft Flight Simulator is just everything just looks as good whether you're flying in a random part of the world or a really well-known part of the world. I love that. Did the landing rate monitor work anyway? What was the landing rate on this flight today? Looked nice and gentle from a passenger perspective anyway. Oh, did Fly Live conk out? Oh, well, there's no great surprise there, Nox. I'm going to have to download a different landing rate monitor, aren't I? I mean, the best one is the FSI panel, but that just takes a lot longer to set up than something that's just working by default all the time. Oh, Chewy, I'm on VATSIM. Good shout. I'm not anymore. I don't think there was any other traffic around, so we probably got away with that. Thankfully. Wouldn't be the first time I've done my replay on VATSIM. Good stuff. Well, guys, hopefully the world update today later on will all work correctly for you. It'll be a nice straightforward update, and yeah, everything will work as planned. Looking forward to some Caribbean action. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the live preview. That's me done for the day. Whatever you're doing for the rest of your Tuesday, I hope it's good, and I hope the weather is as great as it appears here in the simulator. Thanks so much for watching. Please leave a like on the way out. I'm going to leave you with this replay. A massive shout out as always to our Easyjet Sim Pilot channel members who are awesome and support us so much. Thank you guys, and this scenery from ORBX will be available shortly. No specific date for you, I'm afraid, but keep a lookout for it in Flight Sim Media, etc. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you all again on the next one. Bye bye.
500. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard.